The new Astra Malorum map just released in Black Ops 7 Zombies, and with it we've got a fun and surprisingly simple main Easter egg. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the quickest and most reliable way to complete the quest, unlock the early completion calling card, and open up access to the 6 new cursed relics you can start hunting afterward. If you enjoy the video and want more guides like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Before you load in, make sure you have the Cryo Freeze ammo mod unlocked and bring in a strong damage weapon like the Nova Line or the DS-20 Mirage. You'll need the damage later because the boss in this map can actually be hurt directly. Once you spawn in, play normally and open up the map until you reach the observatory dome. Interact with the computer on the left side of the organ, which starts the search for 2 Oculus parts. Each part has 2 possible spawn locations. One is in the Luminarium near Juggernog or by the trap, and the other is in the Machina Australis upstairs or by this pedestal. Grab both pieces, return to the observatory, place them into the organ, and then interact with the panel to start a short 1-minute defense. When you complete it and keep the zombies from destroying the organ, Pack-a-Punch will become available. Once Pack-a-Punch is open, an Oscar will spawn in. Before killing him, go ahead and shoot one of the UFO drones that guard him. When you destroy a drone, it drops a damaged UFO you can pick up. That's your first contraption part. Leave Oscar alive for now though, and start collecting the remaining 3. The second one is at the Abyssal Rim. You're going to be looking for a lamppost that flashes repeatedly. Shoot the lamp's glass to drop the wiring, and then next head back to spawn with a Pack-a-Punch weapon and shoot Tessie's hood to get the battery. Finally, go ahead and equip that Cryo Freeze I mentioned earlier, and come over to any of these ether crystals with it equipped on a weapon to shoot them until they drop 3 absolute 0 fragments. Now, take the Oscar you've been saving to the museum and walk him over to the rocket. Interact with the rocket once you have the 3 fragments. It will blast cold air out the back, and you want to keep Oscar inside the freezing stream, which I do this by breaking the drones to break his shield, which keeps him there until he dies. Stunning him here can help keep him in place to make it a lot easier. Once it's done, he'll disappear with no progress indicator, but that's normal. With that done, let's take our newly collected battery and wiring to the Luminarium trap and install both pieces. You're going to lure Oscar into the trap, activate it, and complete the lockdown. When the timer finishes, he will disappear again. For this third kill, go back to the observatory dome. You'll see a bunch of valves that activate one at a time once you interact with the organ again. You're going to shoot each valve as it becomes active. Their locations include the left side of the Nixie tubes. There are 2 above the organ and telescope behind these railings. There are 2 under the telescope. There's one by the crates on the backside of the observatory. There's going to be one by the door to the Abyssal Rim. There's another one near the door to the Stargazer's courtyard, and one next to the fast travel portal. Once all the valves are finished, the telescope will reposition, which will allow you to interact with the eyepiece and look around the star map inside until you find the large glowing sun. When it locks onto the sun, a beam fires from the telescope. You will now want to lure Oscar underneath the beam until he dies. Completing all 3 of these Oscar kills in this way gives you the LGM-1 Wonder Weapon. From here, continue killing Oscars as they spawn in until at least round 10. After round 10, one Oscar will begin wandering around the map while talking. You need to follow behind him quietly so he doesn't detect you. You need to make sure he's in that yellow patrolling state until you listen for an audio log where Dr. Thurston says along the lines "remember" and then list several planets. You're going to write those planets down in the order he speaks because that's the code for the Nixie tube puzzle. Enter that sequence into the Nixie tubes and the platform beside it will lower, revealing a key. Take the key back to the Machina Australis area into this diner/bar room with the cryopod. Oscar and some zombies will now spawn in when you use the key on it, so clear them out or leave them be, but go ahead and head back to the museum, break this glass here, and grab the rock saw. Return back to the cryopod and use the saw to remove Thurston's brain. Take this brain back to the Luminarium and place it into this canister. Right after placing the canister, go ahead and interact with it again to start another 1-minute kind of defense. Keep the canister alive and then bring it back to the Machina Australis to activate 2 more puzzles. The first puzzle requires a 4-digit code from the telescope. You're going to go back and aim the reticle at Mars and look at the bottom left of your screen. You're going to enter that code back at the pedestal. So for example, mine was 53.8, so it would be 5308. For the second puzzle, look at the nearby monitor showing a list of book names. Note the books it lists. In the adjacent library, find how many matching books appear on each wall around the room. Each wall will correspond to a statuette, and you rotate each statuette the number of times equal to the number of matching books on that wall. When done correctly, a hatch opens overhead. You will then be able to climb up and take the planet Neptune. Now you're going to bring Neptune back back up to the stairs and Machina Australis to the solar system model and place it on the pole. You'll notice a compass on the ceiling, and now you need codes from 3 pages found around the map. There is one in the Luminarium trap room, there's one on a desk in the library, and one in the Machina room near the clock. These pages show abbreviated directions such as northwest, southeast, or southwest. Rotate the planets by shooting them until they align with these directions. If a planet doesn't line up cleanly, shoot it again to cycle through its full rotation around the sun, and when everything is correct, interact with the brain again and you'll begin another lockdown. This time an Oscar will spawn in, shooting out drones towards the portal, and if they reach it, your progress will drop. So keep moving and destroy the drones as quickly as possible. When the lockdown finishes, you'll be pulled into the portal and transported to Mars. On Mars, Thurston's brain will drop from the sky into the center of the arena. Pick it up and place it onto the pedestal back above. This will cause anti-gravity and a few other things, and you'll hear a loud screech somewhere in the distance. You need to lure whatever is making that sound by shooting these Tesla coils outside the map in a specific sequence. The far right one starting first, then left, then right, and then left again. After the last coil, you will then turn around and shoot the coil above where you entered. This will drag a golden snitch-like artifact toward you, but you need to grab it fast. In co-op, we had a teammate repeatedly shoot the final coil to keep it from escaping. In solo, Etherstrata is going to help a lot here, and be aware that PhD Flopper's wall bounce explosions, I believe, can actually damage it and scare it away, so try not to trigger those. If you fail, simply go to the next round and interact with the pedestal again. When you secure the artifact, deposit it over here. After depositing it, rods will rise out of the 5 totems around the arena. You will want to use the LGM1 to shoot the tops until all 5 glow blue and spin. Now go back to the observatory organ. After interacting with the organ, this screen will show 4 of the 5 symbols you need in the order that you need to input them on the pillars. And again, one symbol will be missing, so you will need to fill that one in yourself. You will want to number the 5 Mars totems clockwise, starting from the nearest portal, and match the given symbols to the correct order. Then return to Mars and interact with the totems in the correct sequence. When the order is entered properly, interact with the brain again to start the final boss. The final boss has 4 phases, and in the first phase, focus on killing zombies to fill whichever Tesla coil is active. When a coil is full, run to the brain and interact to fire an energy beam at the boss. You will want to repeat this until both coils must be filled at once for the final damage portion, and then on this final damage portion phase, you will also be dealing with some gas. Other than that, it's a pretty easy beginning first phase. In phase 2, the boss will actually transform into this golem-like form. You will need to shoot the blue colored armor plates to break them and try to find a critical weak point. She can throw rocks, swipe quickly in a melee, and slam the ground with a large shockwave. However, jumping just before the slam lands completely avoids the damage. You kind of need to be in the air for a few seconds for it to count though. Phase 3 is similar, but she plays a little bit more aggressive. She throws much larger boulders and moves a little bit faster. Break the armor areas again and unload into that critical spot that you find. The final phase is the toughest. A pedestal will actually appear at the start of this phase to give you full armor and max ammo upon interacting with it, so grab those immediately as you don't really get a whole lot of ammo or armor throughout the entire fight. Now every boulder she throws will leave behind an electrical field on this phase. This will be on the ground and it deals massive damage anytime you walk through it, so avoid those at all costs. Keep breaking the armor, hit the crit spots, and keep moving to stay alive. For the entire boss fight, I strongly recommend triple packing the LGM1 Wonder Weapon. It destroys the armor plates that she has built up on those crit spots almost instantly once you place them on right. At least one player on your team going in should have it. And that's basically it. That's the full Astra Malorum Easter egg guide. I hope this helps you complete your quest quickly. If you found this guide useful, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer any questions you have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.